Okay, so today we're doing a deck profile for one of the Newtype challenge winners from this past weekend. What day was it you took that
It
challenge?
was actually on Sunday,
Sunday.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. So a mother's win for this guy. He proves that he has lupus to prove it. Okay. And today he has a deck that's a little different. What would you bring to win?
I normally run Tekiden, purple white.
Yep.
It's something I've always loved. I want to try something new, something different little flow. It can work on curve, handle a lot of things, a lot of like splash units for rush, for ping, for anything. I could try to look for something more. So I actually went with Legionnaire Military.
Okay. So it's Victory Gundams like the archetype.
I actually went the blue white way.
Okay.
So I have my top is Norn. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty good, and like the curve is so nice. And I'll talk about my matches too.
Sure, go right ahead. Start when we're ready.
So I actually had a few matches. It was 5 matches actually. 5 rounds. Pretty much well, let's talk more about it. Let's show it. So my first 4 cards will be Zola. It's like the blocker of the deck. It's great. I love. A lot of people like going first, which is fine. And I don't. I mean, if I could go second, I don't mind it because I like to go first with the curve when this is the 2/2. So in that second turn, I can just put them out and have to worry about using EX. And it's really good just to have a strong blocker out there to get ready for. Plus, he's a militia unit as well too, so I can start working on my other militia units to start getting parts out there. So he really helped out with the pairing of what I was up against. The next card is another is level 3, which is 2 Gun Easies. Now, Gun Easy is not slept on, but man, he works so well. Like when I need to make some exchanges properly or turn stuff sideways, just throwing him down and turning down other cards on himself to allow me to get through blockers, little weenies. He really helps out a lot. Plus, he's another militia unit as well. So, and also with the strike team, but he lets me get through a lot of opening plays. He rests when he's deployed. I get to rest one of my units that's militia to rest the level 3 or lower units.
Get you the blockers.
It definitely helps out with the blockers.
And also like all tokens too. Which is
pretty
nice.
Yeah.
All
tokens. There's a lot of tokens that comes out there from all this stuff. With we're still seeing a lot of stuff from Corsica base, Zong, other malicious stuff. It just really can get through that. The next cards I have are 4 Gundam Lift. I went more of like defensive routes with Lifford, but actually Lifford he just helps out in the early games and really helps me out with just keeping things alive for me. And he's just a very stable blocker, which I like a lot. So I always try to at least keep this in here as well. He really helps me stabilize a lot of the matches when I'm over. Next card, which I actually was off and on about, but definitely I played attention. I stuck with it. Is 2 core fighters. Now a lot of decks I haven't seen any core fighters, but the reason why I like to play at least 2 of them is because when I'm running core fighter, it can link with a Uso, or I can use them for the ability to turn them sideways with Gun Easy or V dash. And when I have more units, the leg units out there, the parts, it makes them body. It makes them like a blocker, which is super helpful. I can either use my parts to attack people, or I can use them as more blockers, which is really helpful in the long game longevity. Next, now we're moving on to still level 4. Victory Gundam, pretty self-starting. Like we have more militia, at least 3 or more to himself. I get to draw a card when I swim with him. Really great. I love the stats for him. Like people ask him to make him stronger. I love the 3/4 stats. I think it's really good to have more. I love more defense, more HP than AP. So the fact that he's with Uso he's a 5/5. That's like really good numbers. And also when I put him with Gritty, he becomes a 4/6, which now he can swing. And also Amuro really can't tap him down, which is nice because that's a lot of people like look for to tap him down and hit him. So if he's not tapped down, he can do that. So it's like a lot of ways I get through that. And then the draw power is just really good in this deck. I also run 2 Delta Plus. The reason why I put 2 because sometimes I don't see what I need to, but he's always there for it. He's really good when I have like Amro already on him. Like Amro, of course, is the 6'4" of him, which is nice. And they have to prepare one and rest the card. But what really is it's really good because he becomes a 5/5/5 plus with the 1 AP boost for it. 1 HP boost becomes a 5/6. Again, can't be rested, and also he's just able to like just repair off that one. So I can start taking greenies, taking some blockers, and then get the repair off of it. So I always possible for him.
He goes for trade to Amro
Trade to
Gundam as well.
Straight
And
up. Yep.
yeah, it's pretty neat.
And then that's a lot. There's a lot of cards out there that you can trade into and still come back to. Next card I play are 3 Gundams. I know everyone's like run for it. I like it 3. I always see him, so he's always I see him when he's there. If I had at 4, he'd be too cloggy. 3 is a good number for this deck because you don't really want to focus. If you focus on Gundam a lot, it's fine. But I want to focus on what the deck needs. That's the militia decks. So I just focus on 3. He does his work really well because it's something that you don't have to pair him with. He can pair with anybody and it makes it work. So he's like a good booster for a lot of that. Plus my parts. If I'm going to start swinging my parts, he's the one I want to have out there to make them boosted up. It's just grandpa. But I like the 3-2 instead of like 4-1. It just gives me more options because sometimes I draw into like Riddy, and then I have Gundam, and that kind of sucks. But having just 2 Delta Plus, I might have like Riddy Delta Plus, then I can make a fair trade with that.
That's pretty great.
Oddly enough, I only run 3 B dash. I'm thinking about moving to 4. I gotta find space for him, but this card is like, if it's not the norm, it's this card right here. He works miraculous. I see him a lot. I have him at 4, and I see he's doing too much. It's fine, but for 3, it's like just enough.
He's awesome,
and he rests any of this here, and then he can rest any unit that's like 4 or less HP. And with the breach 3 is phenomenal. It's 3. So I just run him at 3. Next card I had, my last big unit I had 3, pretty much like these 2 like the MVPs. So this is like my late game, this is like my mid game. So I make sure that I have everything set up. That's why I like the core fighters in there because when they're trying to swing through, I rest the core fighter out as soon as I can, and bring out as many parts as I can. So when they start to swing back, I can block it, cover, sustain. And then when I go in, now I have the Unicorn Gundam and start swinging over stuff. And then when I start swinging with him, of course, he rests 1. Every time he swings, he loses 1 AP. So I hit the base and I hit a unit that's down, and another unit. And I'll go into B dash. I'll hit a weenie, I'll take no damage, and I do the breach. I still get through. So I like having this setup right here. This is what I really work for my units. Like I said, Core Fighter with B Dash is amazing. It's Core Fighter in general. Gun Easy really helps out with that. Victory Guns the draws. My blockers right here are super helpful. These ones, these units right here, they really come through a lot for me when I'm trying to fight the mid game fights. And then in my top end here, I need to finish up the game, wrap it up. This is one really keeps going with that. So those are my units.
Okay. I noticed, you're not playing one of the staples in this Victory Gundam list.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I do not run any of the 3-2 Victory Gundams. And the reason why is because I like, every time I always have him, people always, the pilots, they always get over him in some weird way. And at the parts, they get the parts out and they kill him. I have to have another unit on the field, and mostly I do, but when I don't have it, it's kind of like a waste. So instead of having like him on the staple on the field, I went with because I wanted to have more sustainability on the field. Because he gives me 1 part when he gets destroyed. It's great, but to have more blockers to keep everybody else alive helps out in the long run. So when I have Victory out there, I'm trying to destroy a card. They'll destroy my other cards and then destroy Victory. I mean, it's kind of nothing there. And unfortunately, Victory doesn't link. I mean, it's fine, but a lot of these cards like that make sure that I had Victory will core fighting for the link and for the ability of the blocker. and then I took them out also for the lilies.
Yeah.
To make sure I have more blockers.
Yeah, and notice that victory, yeah, doesn't link. And I feel like it's a card that shouldn't. I mean, the Ghanese links to Shrike too, which is interesting, but it's either here or there. But yeah, that's cool, because they play around that victory Gundam, so it makes it awkward as well. And yeah, I like the idea of the blocker package there. It makes sense because you like on curve you can block out and then you can sub victories and start drawing cards.
When you make a deck, you always want to understand like what's the end game. So these are my end games. So how do I enhance my end game? I have to have units to maybe to enhance it, like the core fighter to get in there, to live to make sure they have the blockers, the Zords to make sure the blockers, Gun Easy, the Victory. All these guys enhance for your ending. So when my ending comes through, it really does make my side more favorable. I do more favorable trades if I need to. They have to do unfavorable trades into me, and it gives them I give them more advantage to push them. Those are my units. Now into the pilots. Oh, actually, to the base. Then I get the reinforced union. This card is like you said, you gotta have a mystery card out there, and this card allows you to get one part out there. Super helpful. Only bad thing if you burst it, you don't get anything. It's a good base, but I do like to get the extra little parts out there for that. So that's pretty much the thing on this one. For pilots. Got the boy himself. So this guy is so good. When he gets paired with any unit, which I love about him, that a link unit. He's link pilot. He's a paired pilot. Paired to one of my militia units, I get a part, which is great. It really helps out. When I'm using the for like victory, for core, because I can swing with core with him, and I already have a part out there, so it kind of like save himself really early. Swing into it, make a part, have a part, swing, now you have a block out. so it really does help out in certain matchups.
You find yourself right, having like too many units on board, the parts you keep making.
Unless I'm like just messing around, really, like there was one match I was trying to like I knew I was being good. I was like, no, let's have the parts to get out there. And they're still blockers, so I can swing with them. But I think I had like at least 4 one time. I was like, all right, I need to stop this. It's a little cancer. It's
too many legs.
Too many legs. And never skip leg day.
Never skip. That's gonna be a thing.
4 Amuros, and of course it's Amuro.
Not Amuro, not the demon himself.
Yeah, you have to have 4 of him. You don't have to have 4. You actually want to 3 at one point, but 4, he just really helps out. He really does. I don't want him. I don't want. He's great. He's great.
Good cards are good cards.
Good cards are good cards. I actually have 3 Riddies. And he works well with Duck Plus. He works well with Norn, and it's great. But sometimes people fail to realize that he's a 1-2 pilot. So you can put him on certain units, and he can pass Amuro, put him on a blocker, and now you have a 3-6 blocker out there. You just put him on anything. That 2 stat really means a lot. It's kind of funny with Amuro. I put Amuro on Gundam a few times, but I kept putting Amuro on like parts. Like I made a part. It was a 3-2 part, and I was swinging on stuff. It was resting it, so it really really well. But really actually worked a lot more for me and a lot of my units to give that extra bump. I was making the trades for that, and the trades actually helped out really to make me survive off it, which is good. So I love that 1-2 stuff. I wish I had more pilots that was like 1-2. So those are my pilots. Next, for my commands, I have 4 Orphan Affection. Now, the reason why I went for Orphan Affection over Kind-Hearted, I love Kind-Hearted. I think Kind-Hearted has a great ability with a burst. I think Kind-Hearted has a great ability, period, and get that 1 draw. But I want to see more cards in my hand and dump more cards in here as well, too. So I went with this more to get what I needed out, through here to go cycle through my deck to put cards in here, because when you have Norn out there, you want to have as much blue cards as you can. So it was working in my favor for that. As cards that I didn't need, I just put it in there, and I have 2 more cards on this versa. You definitely don't get the burst on it, but it really does help out through your deck. So going forward, 2 Bracefuls. It really does help out, but sometimes it could be a dead card. So I've seen a lot of people run 3. It's fine, but I just want to run 2 because 2 at least lets me see 1. If I put 1 in here, I'll never see it. If I put 3 in here, I'll always see it. 2 is like the magic number for this card right here. It definitely is helpful when it happens. It definitely helped out pop a lot of units. That's the blockers, a lot of parts, a lot of the Shar's Zion's arms and everything.
Oh yeah, all the tokens
All the
that
tokens,
Xeon makes now.
Yeah. So it really does help out with that. So I like it, but I don't. But sometimes when you have it, you go against certain like players, it could be a dead hand.
It's also another card that can bounce back Victory Gun though.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what happened to me too.
Yeah, that's right.
And also another thing too, if it's kind of dead, I can use it could be like a dump card for this card right here.
Makes sense.
So I like to have that in there. Plus, and the last card I had is 2 shoulders zones. Because when I came to get it working, it just supports a good draw card. The cost is pretty high, but when I need to use it, it's not in the early game. It's either going to be early or late, but
Yeah.
it's what I'm trying to get for here.
You also draw a lot with Victory Gundam. You draw a lot with Overflow Affection.
Yep.
You draw a lot. I mean, and also you're walling up pretty decently. So drawing cards can happen in the late game. And also, that's food for Riddy.
It definitely is food for me. That's why I like the blue card.
Food for Riddy.
So that is my deck. Let me just put the matchup.
Yeah.
Alright, some matchups. Yes. So my first matchup was between it was blue white unicorn deck, and it was actually a pretty solid matchup. It was pretty much like a lot of blockers. That's where Rachel Medina actually came through and like really helped it out. And Core Fighter was huge. I had one Core Fighter out there, and he survived the whole match because they was trying to get through with it. They couldn't really. He would rest stuff, but I still have more blockers out there, so he's couldn't get through what I'm working. Then when I get like turn 6. And I had like 6 resources out there. I brought out V Dash. Core Fighter would just stay, he was just staying out there. So having more parts out there and having my other blockers. All my blockers, I would just have a wall of blockers and I had that offense.
It's hard to get through that.
Yeah, so he really couldn't push as hard as he wanted to with uniform, but unfortunately, when he got uniform, it just didn't matter at that point because I was too far ahead where he could only get 1 uniform and have Nate or Nasher. He could swing on it, and he did another skill to lower it, but it just was a part, so I was still blocking.
So it's kind of like, it wasn't like a blowout, but
No,
I mean, but that Core Fighter lived the whole game. So maybe
Core Fighter was the MVP. Because those parts work, and I was getting a lot of legs for that. The guy was like, "Nah, this is why I never skip leg day."
He's good about it.
Round 2 was another blue-white. It was a Federation deck. It was actually pretty fun. I actually almost lost that one, surprisingly enough, because his Delta Link was actually putting in work. It was another type of deck that he had. It wasn't a uniform builder for. It was Norn, but he had Lane, and he had Amon, so he had all the Federation pilots in there. So he was making a lot of good like link trades, but. The V Dash actually was the one that helped out a lot. Getting the parts out there, it allowed me to get through a lot of his cards. He couldn't progress fast enough because he had Penelope a lot. And Penelope is good, but it just doesn't trade value. It just doesn't push against mine better. It's weird to say that, but I actually came out on top of a lot of the trades, and surprisingly enough, he just ran out of gas. Like he went all in and then ended up running into like a base twice. So it was close because I had a base and then popped, then he destroyed the base and then he popped again in another base. So I didn't get any legs off of it, but he kind of gassed out near the end to do his attacks, and then Norn just kicked through. When Norn's out there, you have always the rest of no resources to activate.
You're clearing the board. It's almost like a Wing Zero because you're going to keep killing their cards and they get weaker each turn. So it's kind of neat, honestly.
And he kind of regretted because he's like, I had 2 cards of like kind of helped me fight Norn, but he went to full resources out. He built himself out, and then I just tear him out. And then after that, all he had was like just command cards. I just kept taking him. The next round was another blue white. It was a Freedom Unicorn deck. So there was a lot of blue whites in there. I was surprised. I was getting ready for more of like
blue white.
here's your like blue white. Even I was on blue white, but Freedom Unicorn was it was a lot of walls, and then there was a lot of like trying to get through what I could, and when I got through it, it was fine until he went all in, and then when he was setting up and everything for his, and he ended up rushing me, and he was with he had put a base, he had a base. He used Kira with the new Freedom with suppression. He had Unicorn with suppression, so he literally wanted to go all in. And he had enough to do it, and I kind of swung in, so it was all down to luck. So he swung. He was thinking about stopping it. Like I had 2 shields left. And then he's like, "No, I can get 2 more swings in, so I'm gonna hit my suppression one first," which he did. And the first card that came up, the first one that came up was my pilots. The next one was a base. And then he swung at the base, and I had no more shields left. He's like, "That's it, I can't." I swung with my blockers, like, yeah. So then I just swung, and it was game for me. But it was a close match. Maybe if he stabilized and just like swung and then had your 2 shields, just like had his other 2 cards, he would have won. There was no way I could have stopped him. I'm down to like, I think I just had Riddy left. I just had Riddy. He didn't take Riddy at all. I was like, all right, it's fine. And then he just like, I can't kill Riddy now. So I just swung at the base, swung at his shield, swung at all that stuff, and then I just linked up and damn. That's wild. My 4th round was Purple White Destiny. That was scary. I actually had a bad hand. The matchup, he drew it to like, he's like, "Oh yeah, this is like the best hand." I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna put this back," and I got a new set of 5. I was like, "Yep, I should get the first hand." But it came through though. It came through because he was too aggressive. Like he kept pushing me harder and harder to go through it. And he like burnt his whole hand out early on. He only had 1 card, and I had like 6 cards in my hand. I was like, I just had to just survive to Norn to get, and just slowly start clearing out his stuff. So it was like slow pacing. I had 1 shield left. He had 2 cards in hand. He had like 3 cards he's already tapped, everything. I went with the town. I had with B Dash, core fighter, running it down. Amuro with the Gundam, and I just kept like resting his stuff. The other blockers that he had, his recursions, he was gassing himself out, and he just went all in, but he didn't have to. And I just kind of just took over after that. He made 1 small mistake. I can't remember what it was, but it really did cost him the game. I believe he tried to use a card that he didn't have enough resources on. So he thought he had more than, I think it's a card that needed 2 resources. Oh, it's demeanor. Oh, okay. So he only had 1 resource left. He tried to use it. It doesn't work. So it was a close match, but I just got the win off of that. But again, I still every match I had, I still stabilized. I kept stabilizing. They burned out when they're trying to like, stable on me, and I always come out better half. So even though like my shields go down low, I'm just not. I'm trying to not look at the shields too much. I'm trying to just focus on like stabilizing. So when I do stabilize, like they won't touch the shield as much. Especially with the high maneuver stuff. But, yeah, of course. That's what he had with the Destiny gun. It's high maneuver. But that's all he had for the high maneuver.
You can eat 1.
You can eat 1. Now it's this.
But you also can block the rest of 50.
That's what it comes down to.
And even brought it back or clean up the rest.
Yeah. So it just came down to that one. And the last one was the Green Blue 1 Year War, and that was fun. That was real fun. It was
undefeated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was a lot of units out there. It was a lot of tokens out there. It was definitely a token battle.
Legs versus the Xeon token.
Yeah, the head, arms, and legs. It was fun.
You making Ultron.
It was crazy. Captain Planet came out, gave me a high five. It was wild. But the game was very close. It was like back and forth and everything. There was a lot of fighting. Like versus my stuff, versus my own stuff to get to him. And it came down to like basic demeanor. helped out.
He bounced tokens.
Bounced tokens.
Excellent. That's
So
awesome.
he swung. He's like, I got the token of the swing. I was like, recently, on his swing with maybe the first one. The first one I swung with that. He swung, acted against the bounced the token back. So he got the hit on me, but he couldn't finish up.
All right, nice.
So then after that, it was just like he's like, I got nothing. I didn't have Norton the whole game. See, the militias, you don't need Norton is just a great way to end it. But I didn't draw him once. It was crazy. I literally rocked it out with like
You didn't draw him, but you drew like 1,000 cards. You didn't see that one.
Not that one. I looked at the end game because there was 3 of them on the bottom. I was like, what the shit? But V Dash was like the champ for that one. Victor Gunn lasted a lot longer than I expected. He did not want to go into Victor Gunn at all, which is weird. I was like, all right. Like, he was out for 3 turns. I was like, that's 3 more draws.
That's way too long, man.
Way too long. Like sometimes I just want to like he's a target, of course. But what happened was Delta Link was the one who like was rocking it. He's killing it, repair, taking out a lot of his weenies. He definitely drew a lot of his low cards to push through a core fighter with the blockers and having more units out there. Now you can put parts to get out there to deal with the weenies and everything, just making good trades. And just the breach 3. That breach was killing it.
Exactly.
Low cards, reaching them, just kept attacking it over and over again. He really came to this. So it was all close matches, but I never once was like, shit, I don't have anything to like deal with this, or like I'm out of gas or anything. I was in full control the whole time. That's what I like about this deck. This deck is like, I didn't feel like I was like top deck. Shit, I need this. I was like, all right, I could pace myself. I could deal with everything I can when it comes to like pings or like rush, bouncing. Like, I love the bouncing. They can bounce. I was like, please give it back to me. I'm good with that. Like, a lot of parts wasn't getting bounced. I was like, all right. Core fighter didn't get bounced, but like Victor got bounced a lot. I was like, all right, Uso's on that. But that was my Newtype challenge. It was great. I had a fun time. It was really great people. That was Area 50. Shout out to Area 51. That storm was amazing. Great community, great players. Kind of scary. Everybody was like really great, like Newtype challenge wise. So, but other than that, I had a ball, and this deck is really great. It's like really the stability of this deck is just like far outreaches what I expected.
I appreciate the breakdown, and congrats again on winning.
Thank you.
Well fought. You ran a couple of killers, and you came out top. So I really hope that we see you again. In this kind of vicinity. For the next one, right?
Yeah, I definitely want to come back. Like this definitely had a passion for Gundam. I want to play more, but this definitely lit a big fire in my thoughts to keep moving forward.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Thank you. Peace.